Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Market Report brought to you by Mike Bjork. Today is Thursday, September 12th. We got some important data to go over today, so we're just going to jump right into it. Hope you guys are having a good morning so far. We get the weekly jobless claims, which comes out every Thursday. So last week we had 219,000 people apply for unemployment was the numbers. Forecasters calling for it down to 213 and exceeded that down to 204,000. So that's a really strong weekly jobless claim number right here, showing just kind of how strong the job market really is. Uh, Next is the inflation on the consumer side. So this is kind of important data right here. We got the consumer price index. Now the Fed does look at the PCE. That's their favorite gauge, especially the core, which we call core inflation. However, this is an important gauge for inflation as well. So in July, it rose 0.3%. Forecast for August was 0.1%, and it came in at expectations at 0.1%. So it's year over year actually dropped from 1.8 down to 1.7. However, when you strip out food and energy, you get the core CPI, and you had a 0.3%, just like the headline number in July. And forecast was calling for 0.2%. However, this one had a slight uptick to 0.3%, exceeding the forecast. And because of that, its core rose instead of going down, rose from 2.2 to 2.4%. So again, we did see that last week with the PCE. It did go up a little bit from 1.6 to 1.8, and that with its core, and it's still below the 2% target rate that the Fed would like to reach. Now let's jump over to headline news. Stock market is up. They're doing pretty well. A lot of it is taking its cue from the tariffs on China. It liked that Trump had tweeted out that basically he's going to uh, not he's going to delay it. Is what word I was trying to think of. October 1st on the 250,000 or 250 billion dollars of goods of Chinese goods from October 1st to October 15th. So he's going to give it like a 2 week in a gesture, basically a goodwill gesture to China. Plus, they're celebrating their 70-year anniversary as well. There's also the ECB gave their announcement today. They decided that they're going to cut their rates further into negative territory. So going from 0.4% negative 0.4% down to negative 0.5%. So they did a 10 basis point cut. And they also announced that they're going to start their bond buying program starting in November at 20 billion euros a month. So until basically that's going to be definite until they deem it's necessary to stop. So let's kind of see how this is playing on the bond market. Bond market was really good this morning. It started off way up here. Since then, it's pulled down. Where this line here kind of helped us yesterday. It's testing it again today, but earlier on, looked like it was going to be great. It was even going upwards to test the other line, but since it's pulled back. Right now, we're about 3 basis points higher than where we left off yesterday, so we're going to be about the same pricing as what we found yesterday, so there should be no changes. East Coast may have seen a glimpse of better pricing earlier, but as we get to the West Coast and it declined or dropped a bit, it's we're going to get the same price as what we saw last week, or I'm sorry, not yet last week, yesterday at yesterday's close here. So hopefully this line will continue to hold, and hopefully we get that rally back. It'll be nice to kind of get some of those losses here. See how this is playing on the yields. Same thing here on the yields. Yields were kind of hanging. It was way down here, which was nice to see. We were down to like I think it was like 1.7 or so. Anyways, right now they're at 1.75. It's still kind of this double line of ceiling is kind of helping us kind of keeping this line here as well intact here. All right, so that's pretty much a wrap. Rates are the same as what we saw yesterday, or at least at the close of yesterday. It's showing a lot of volatility today where it's testing much higher levels as we saw it started off, but it's also testing the floor, which we'll have to kind of wait and see if it can hold and see if we can get some of those gains back here that we saw earlier this morning. All right, folks, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. I'll look forward to see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.